Hi, everyone. My name is Maddie Stenson. I'm the program director for the Northwest Connecticut Arts Council, and I'm here with local Connecticut artist Sarah Kushwara. We're going to interview her today, and she's an illustrator, painter, photographer, all-around multimedia artist. Thank you, Sarah. We're really excited to get to know you more. Your art is so interesting to me. I want to know what inspires you the most.
I would say movement does more than anything, like the movement of time, dancers, ballerinas. And going back to the movement of time, I would say probably my ancestors, visions I have during meditation.
Just looking at your Instagram, I see a lot of colorful movement and lines. You also work with a lot of different materials. Do you have a favorite media that you use?
Oil painting is probably my favorite thing to work in. Oils have so much pigment in them and they're so vibrant, and I feel like they paint a world that can be dull in some ways. I am warming up to acrylics. I do like, photography, but I would definitely say oil painting captures the light better than any media I've ever worked in.
Acrylics are so much faster paced too.
I feel like they're essentially plastic,
Mhm.
and oils, they give me patience I don't have.
So you also are an illustrator, and you illustrated a horror novella called Sleepers by Gerard Horner. Can you talk a little bit about your process and how that went?
First of all, I illustrated that a few years ago, and because of COVID, it took a while to be released.
Mhm.
And then, you see your art is different than what you do now almost. So during this time, what I did is I read Gerard's writing and underlined anything that I thought created some imagery in my mind. I just freehand drew on linoleum and I created prints. So it is actually illustrated in black and white.
What were some of the images?
Basically, a lot of monsters and faces.
Mhm.
You have to read the novella to understand.
Sounds like it would be good for this time of year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
You also mentioned to me that you work in the vision art movement. Can you tell me a little more about that and your involvement with it?
It's called the visionary art movement. It portrays an awareness through art and creativity, and it can be spiritual, it can be mystical. In the visionary art movement, there is a technique that many people do use, and some of the old masters had used,
Mhm.
and it's called the Mish technique, the Mishtovik technique. It's basically painting and layering. So you would do your underpainting first, you do it in acrylic, and then you would glaze an opposite color. Then you would add the whites
Yep.
and your grays. And then what you do is you glaze again, and then you would bring back the whites. And you continue to do this, and it creates this mystical effect. Just learning these techniques definitely, even if I don't continue to use them or to master them, it changes the way I think about painting and probably about life in general, because you can see that in a philosophical way as well.
Are you enjoying doing it though?
With anything in art, it's always a learning experience. So frustration comes with that. And it just opens up a whole new world. So I haven't even decided how I feel about it yet.
I feel like that's all like part of the process. Do you have any positive advice or ideas that you'd like to share with our community?
To all you creatives out there, and there's a lot of creatives struggling right now, especially people in theater and musicians,
Mhm.
I would say that we have the greatest gift really during this time, and that is to turn inwards. The best positive thing I could say to all the creatives out there is that we do have that. It is our time to use that. There's never been a better time to use it.
Mhm.
And if we can't make it work one way, we have to figure out another way to do it right now, how to transform our art and ourselves through using technology.
That's good advice. I agree. I think it's now is the time to create, and it's a really transformative year for everyone. Thank you so much, Sarah, for doing this interview with us.
All right. Thank you, Maddie.